In the Impact segment tonight, the fight over health care. House Speaker Paul Ryan is leading the charge to repeal and replace Obamacare, despite mounting resistance from the left and even some conservatives on how to do it. Today, President Trump is making clear where he stands in the battle.
I want every American to know that action on Obamacare is an urgent necessity. House Republicans have put forward a plan that gets rid of this terrible law and replaces it with reforms that empower states and consumers. The House plan follows the guidelines I laid out in my recent address to Congress, expanding choice, lowering costs, and providing health care access for all.
Joining us now with reaction from Washington, Senator Rand Paul of Kentucky. Welcome, Senator. Thanks for joining us tonight. Big night.
Thanks.
Senator, you heard that address that President Trump laid out. He said that the House plan lays out his plan as well. Now, I understand you spoke to the president recently. Can you tell us about that?
Yeah, you know, I've been out there saying that the House plan is Obamacare light, and the president called and wanted to discuss that with me. I got very much the impressions, or sort of a different impression from the president than I'm getting from Paul Ryan. Paul Ryan gave a 45-minute press conference in which he said that the choices are binary, which basically means you can either take what he's offering or keep the status quo. I think from the president, I'm hearing that he's much more open to negotiation. Conservatives across the land do not like Paul Ryan's proposal because it is Obamacare light. It keeps the subsidies, keeps the taxes, keeps the mandate, and actually has an insurance company bailout in it. We don't like it. We never have liked Obamacare. Obamacare is a disaster, but the only thing that's really united us over time is repeal. And if Obamacare light is a replacement, conservatives aren't going to accept it.
I want to talk about that in a second, but earlier you had said that, quote, Paul Ryan is trying to, quote, pull the wool over the president's eyes. Why do you think the speaker is lying to the president?
I wouldn't put it that he's lying. What I would say is that Paul Ryan, I think, has presented something to the president that it's a slam dunk, and my plan, everybody loves it. Paul keeps telling us all that we ran on it, but I just ran for election. I didn't run on Paul Ryan's plan of Obamacare light. In fact, I think most conservatives across the country didn't run on Obamacare light. So I think that is misrepresenting it to the president. I think there's a lot that we agree on. We agree on repeal, but we do not agree on replace, and that's why I keep saying, why don't we separate repeal from replace? Let's vote on the repeal we voted on a year ago, and then let's vote on replacement same day, but just a different bill.
Okay, so let's talk about that. So let's say you do get the House, then send it over to the Senate to just repeal Obamacare. Doesn't that leave a lot of people in the lurch wondering if they're going to have health care going forward?
Well, that's why I would vote the same day on replacement. The only reason I'm saying separate them is that I don't think all Republicans agree on replacement. I don't think Republicans and Democrats agree on replacement. So if you give us several varieties, let's vote on Paul Ryan's Obamacare light. Let's vote on the conservative version, which would be market repeal or market reforms. And then let's let the Democrats have a proposal as well. Maybe we have 4 or 5 different replacements, and that we come to some coalition or coalescing where some replacement can pass. But no, I'm still for voting on both on the same day. I just think they need to be in the separate bill.
Well, forgive me, but I'm confused. So if you do repeal and you haven't basically come to an agreement on the replacement, again, don't you risk many, many months, perhaps, before a replacement bill is actually acceptable to everyone, the Freedom Caucus and the more establishment Republicans?
No, I think the debates can occur simultaneously, and I really think the votes can occur simultaneously. So, for example, if we're going to have to debate a long time on replacement, let's debate. Let's bring them to the floor. Let's have amendments. Let's have votes. And let's vote, though, on the final passage on both repeal and replacement on the same day. Republicans have some great ideas on replacement. Some of these I agree with Paul Ryan on. For example, letting individuals join a co-op or a buying group or what we call association health plans. This will guarantee issue, meaning that you won't be excluded if you're already sick or have a pre-existing condition. But it does something that no other plan does so far. It gives you the leverage to get a cheaper price. Right now, my fear is if you pass the Obamacare Light proposal, the individual price of insurance premiums is going to continue to skyrocket. That is my fear. I don't want any part of Obamacare, and so I'm not going to vote for Obamacare Light because I think it still increases or allows the prices to still continue to rise.
All right, Senator Paul, thank you very much for joining us tonight.